The same members of Congress that have been screaming nonstop for the full release of the Epstein files, the ones that didn't do anything about it while they were in Congress, of course, those same people just voted en masse to kill a bill forcing the House Ethics Panel to release all sexual harassment allegations that have been made against themselves. 357 members, 182 Democrats, 175 Republicans, voted to kill Nancy Mace's bill, referring the decision to the Ethics Committee, where it will get shot down. Only 65 members voted with Congresswoman Mace, and she joins us now to talk about that. So you had a bill to make public all the allegations against members of Congress. And as they always do, they vote to protect themselves, right?
Correct. Hundreds of them, over 300 Republicans and Democrats. And in fact, leadership in both parties were whipping the vote, making sure that my motion failed on the floor. And it was an abject failure to the people of the United States. It was shameful. And I don't want to hear one word out of a single person that voted against releasing the sexual harassment files of members of Congress. You don't get to say one word about Jeffrey Epstein or his victims. You lost that chance yesterday.
How much of a problem is this in Congress of sexual assault, sexual harassment claims from sitting members of Congress against their staffers? Is this a huge issue?
Well, clearly it's enough for leadership in both parties to hide it from the American people. I don't know, because I asked the question and couldn't even get the answer. And it went to committee, where it will go to die, like it always does. I had to fight yesterday even to get the slush fund subpoena done and over. And that money only goes to 2018. But up until 2018, we're talking about tens of millions of dollars, from $1 to $5 million a year, paid out on sexual harassment claims by members of Congress and employees here on the Hill. It's crazy.
Tens of millions of dollars is paid out to settle these claims, and nobody will allow them to be made public. I mean, what a weird world you work in that town.
You'd be fired, right? Any other company, private or public, in the United States, if you did something like this, you would be fired on the spot. You wouldn't last a day. And here we are. There's a two-tiered system of justice. There's one for the rich and powerful and the politically connected, and then there's one for everybody else, and it's not fair.
AOC said that the idea is good, but the text was rushed and not thought through. It violated a lot of standard practices to protect survivors and due process. That's her excuse for voting against it. What do you say to that?
Well, it's just a lie. AOC is a liar. I mean, I had the names of victims redacted in that resolution. I had the names of witnesses redacted in that resolution. I am a survivor, and I've done everything I can to protect those who have survived awful things in their life. And so she's just not telling the truth, and it's shocking to see the number of women that voted against this sort of thing, and to be treated like that. It's insane.
What a weird world. One final thing here. I mean, it's such an insider game where you are in Washington. Yeah. It's even more clear. It's clear when you see a story like today, even more clear when you look at the money as well. I want to take a look at the top 3 congressional stock traders last year. Blumenthal, Denang Dick, 406 trades, 80 million in volume. He's trading in stock. Michael McCall, Republican, over 75 million in stocks traded from Michael McCall. He's a rich guy anyway. Ro Khanna, nearly 4,000 trades, over $55 million. I mean, there is a tremendous amount of money being made by members of Congress on stock. We know that this is all insider trading. We know they're getting all the information before everybody else, that it is totally illegal. But there's no recourse, and you're just allowed to continue doing it. Democrats introduced a new bill today called the No Getting Rich in Congress Act, which would ban all of them, including the president, their spouses, from buying and selling stocks. It would also prohibit the buying and selling of crypto, commodities and cryptocurrency, and futures as well. But again, how easy is it to just, you find somebody that's, a little bit separated from you, your friend's stockbroker, and you just buy it there? I mean, does this do anything?
No, and of course, a member of Congress who says they don't believe members of Congress should trade stock shouldn't be trading stock themselves. And I will tell you, I don't trade stocks. I'm worth less now than I was when I came into Congress 5 years ago. To my own personal and financial detriment, because that's what I believe in. It's the principled position. So I don't want to hear anything from members of Congress that cry about insider trading, who they themselves are making tens of millions of dollars a year trading stocks. So just don't do it. Why can't we just say no until something passes? But that's not the way this place works. It's incredibly hypocritical, and really it's a slap in the face to the American worker, the hard worker, the mom and pop that's working 2 jobs trying to put food on the table. Energy prices have gone up for their families. It's incredibly, it's insane, and it's an insult to the American people, which is why I won't do it. I don't believe in it, and so I don't do it.
That takes tremendous discipline when you're walking around with a bunch of people that are making 10 or 15 million dollars a year.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
That temptation, and it's amazing that Congress can just set the rules for themselves so easily, and they're so unapologetic about how they do it. All right, I got to leave it there.
100%. And my friends will look at me like, Rob, like I'm crazy. Like, why aren't you doing what everybody else is doing? I was like, because that's not what I believe in. And it's insane that we don't operate that way.
Give you points, a lot of points for that one. Congresswoman, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.